Hi there, this is Iain from the Ski Podcast. I'm in Chamonix and today I'm going to be going up the Montenvers rack railway from Chamonix up to Montenvers, then down. I'm going to take the new gondola down to the Mer de Glace and have a look at the ice cave and see what that's like over there. My first bit of advice to anyone who's looking to come, they get 450,000 visitors a year here, and in winter there's a lot of people. I'm on the first train today at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I would recommend getting here at least 22. I'm not quite sure that those people who turned up at like 10 to are going to get on this train. There's not many carriages. So 20 minutes later we're at 1,930 metres at Montenvers. Train's just getting ready to take passengers down. Some people have actually stayed. The old refuge there is now a hotel that you can stay in if you want to. Stayed up here overnight and they're going to go back down again. The rack railway, electrically powered, 22 degrees gradient at the highest point. It just uses adhesion. It's the lowest flow bit at the start and the finish. And I'm going to have a look around now. Amazing views already. You can see behind me probably the Drew range. They're about 3,700 peaks there. The Grand Drew just in clouds behind me at the moment. So I'm going to go and have a look at the Glacorium first. This is a Montenvers hotel where you can stay overnight. Also a fantastic place on a sunny day, particularly in summer, just to grab a drink here on the terrace.
Reste froide et sèche.
A lot of information here about rising temperatures, CO2, how the glacier has changed over the years, and how that may impact on it. Well, that was very interesting, and the Glacorium definitely worth a visit, and I would probably suggest that you do that before you go and look at the glacier itself, because it helps put it into context. Fascinating to see how fast it moves, 2 meters per day on the icefall area, but also how fast it's retreating as well. If you look at it in there, it could only be a matter of decades before you'll no longer be able to see the Mer de Glace at all from here in Montenvers. Okay, we'll try out the new gondola here. It is clearly very, very smart. So it's a 200 metre drop from Montenvers down to the glacier itself. This project cost 23 million euros. There's 6 pylons in total. The idea being that it's trying to minimise the impact on the environment. Also makes it much more accessible for people who maybe wouldn't have been able to get down in the first place, because this is disabled accessible, but also it makes it a lot easier for people coming back. And I don't know if you can see in the distance there, but I can see some people skiing down the Mer de Glace. They've done the Blanc. When you get to the bottom here, it's now so much easier to get back up to the top than it used to be. There used to be many steps just to get to the gondola to take you to the top, and this has just made it much more accessible. is the biggest glacier in France. If you go to the Glacorium, which I recommend you do before you come down, you'll see, read more about how quickly it's retreating. I mean, talking to Brad Carlson, you can see there's a lot of rocks here. He's saying, you know, there's a bit of walking across rocks required just to get to the bottom of this gondola here, so it's still fairly physical. Just coming down to the gondola station now. The bottom station, you can see it just below us. You can see the entrance to the ice cave as well over there to the left hand side. And just a skier, one lone skier there, just skiing down to the station. You can even hear how icy that is. Makes sense. And another line of skiers on their way down, from all the way down the Vallée Blanche. I think it's 22 kilometers, and the longest off-piste run in Europe. Definitely you need to do that with a guide. You know, with a glacier moving through the ice fall at 2 meters a day, those seracs and snow bridges are changing the whole time. I can feel my ears popping. Just 200 meters down. That's really only a couple of minutes. And here we are. Reminds me of the ice planet of Hoth, The Empire Strikes Back. The ice cave is definitely worth a visit. I would warn you though that it's still a not insubstantial, 150 steps, I lost count of it, might be 160 on the way back up, which has got my heart beating and I'm pretty fit. But worth going down there, very beautiful. Skiers there, just finishing off the Vallée Blanche, coming down, and I'll disrobe and then make their way up these steps here to the entrance. So would I recommend a visit to Montenvers and down to the ice cave on the Mer de Glace? Absolutely, I would. It's a great experience. Some kids here loving it, all generations having a great time. The Montenvers train in itself is an experience. Going down in the gondola and going into that ice cave is pretty spectacular. I've certainly never seen anything like that. The Glacorium I highly recommend. That's a museum about the glacier. It teaches you how a glacier works, how it replenishes, takes you through the seasons. And I think, you know, the key point is it also makes you realise that it's not going to be around forever. Certainly not at this length here, where, you know, we can look down the Mer de Glace from here in Montenvers and enjoy it and see it. And I think that the more people who come and the more people who realise that, maybe that will help you know, people become more mindful of the fact that we